So why is this not worth the 40 bucks? Hello and welcome back to the Geek Tech Show. Today's video we're going to be checking out the BYRD knife. Designed and produced by Spyderco. This is how it looks like in its box. Should you be getting one of those? Well, we're going to be finding out in this video review. This is the actual knife that comes with. It is modeled out black, all black material, really cool looking. But does this actually pass the test? And is this $40 knife, does it beat the 140 bucks that is made by Spyderco? China made Spyderco versus USA. Which one is the best one? Let's find out in this video review and testing right now. In today's video we are going to check the Byrd. This is the Spyderco knife. This is the package it actually comes with. It's a pretty decent knife and it looks pretty cool. But the question is, do looks deceive, and is this actually worth for you to get? This line is more of the cheaper Spyderco knife because it is produced in China. The best ones are made in USA, and you'll be able to tell the difference between both of those lines. Now, should you be actually getting one of those is the bigger question. So we have the Spyderco over here, and we have two of them. The miniature one, this one is about 140 bucks. This one around $40. There's a substantial difference between both of those. One is made in USA, one of them is not. You see the action on this one in the native one is pretty good. See, this one is very hard to get out. It opens much more slow. As a knife person, it also closes very hard. You have to press on this very hard. And see, this is super tight. When you hear, it bounces back. But everything else, it's extremely tight here. Because of that, it takes you a while to get this to open. It takes you much more force than it would with the native one. As a knife person, I like the action on the native. The lock, everything is awesome with this knife. But for 100 bucks extra, this is expensive. It's going to cost you about 140 plus taxes to get the native one. This is the economical version of the same thing, made in China, not in USA. The blades are pretty sharp. The knife is a bit heavy as well. This is some substantial metal over here. So what is not to like about this, apart from it being made in China? And this one is made in USA. There is much more differences than meets the eye here. Difference between both of them is not just where it's made, but the quality of the materials and the blade. This is much more sharper, much more better blade over here. And we get the S30V steel on this one. This one comes with 3 MOV. I'm not sure what kind of steel this is, and it's made in China. So this is the not as good of a steel quality. If you need something that has superior blade, slicing material and everything, this is the one for you to get, and it has the Spyderco symbol that represents quality on this knife. This one right here, it doesn't even say Spyderco on here, surprisingly. Although it is a Spyderco knife, and it says designed and produced by Spyderco, yet it doesn't have the Spyderco logo on here. So this is like an off-brand, cheaper version of Spyderco, yet made by Spyderco itself. Another thing that you might not like is how fingerprints, and it's actually probably going to get pretty scratched up over time. This blade over here, which is totally slick black, it looks kind of really awesome in some ways, but in other ways there's problems with this blade and the material that you're going to be using to hold it. So why is this not worth the 40 bucks? When you're holding a knife, you want to have an ability, when you're holding it, the grip is extremely and essentially important when you're cutting things. It makes it much more safer. This one, there is no grip. This thing is slick. If there's any water or oil on this, it's slick. There is nothing that makes you be able to grip this. There's nothing in this material. In fact, it makes it pretty dangerous kind of knife because of that. So, do I recommend this? Not really. It is cheap, mass produced, made in China. The only good reason for you to own this is for the blade itself, which is extremely sharp. But with that being said, the lock action, it's very hard to press on it. This over time is probably going to get too small, and so we're flipping it, which doesn't flip as fast. But those small minor inconveniences all together make this not really worth the money. It's more of a hassle. And yet, if you need something that's much cheaper to get the job done, and you don't want something like this to get stolen, this is definitely the better choice for you. Although the native is just amazing. And if you never actually tried and owned a superior knife, you don't know what you're missing until you actually own it and test it out. So if you try this one, you're like, oh, this is cool, this is good, but it has a lot of downsides. And then when you get this one, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then you never go back to this. It's like once you drive a Porsche or Lamborghini, you never drive a regular vehicle again. Or once you go SUV, you never go for a regular vehicle as well, because it is an upgrade, and you don't want to downgrade something that you really enjoy eventually. So as a knife person, this is cheap, it's boring, slippery, it's not good. And yet, I'll give this maybe a 6 out of 10, whereas this one gets almost a perfect 10. Let me know down below which one you're going to be getting. Thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of this video, and the verdict is in. So yes, this one is still the winner. The little Spyderco Native is still one of the best knives that Spyderco actually makes. It is small, it is flimsy, it is really cool looking, and it has amazing sound and action. If you're a knife person, you'll understand what I mean. This is cool, awesome, unique, and a little overpriced as well. When I get started with Spyderco, well, you can always get with the brand line. The name is just dumb, but for the price, for what you're getting, this is just, nah. Save your money, get the better knife with Spyderco. Forget the made in China line. They're not this good. They're good, but they're not this great. Get them if you don't care about the knife. If you have a knife, you want to have a knife, you want to put something in there and you think it might get stolen, this is probably the better line for you. I wouldn't spend too much money on something like this. It's probably 6 out of 10 stars because the price is too expensive what it is, even with for $40. 2, material itself right here will get pretty dirty, and it doesn't have the grip. The grip is one of the worst things about this knife, and that's a safety precaution as well. The knife is not bad, the blade is good, but having bad grip and not as good as of an action makes this knife a thumbs down, which I don't recommend for you to get. So save your money, get a better knife. See you in the next episode of the Geek Tech Show, where you never know what is the next thing coming on this channel. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. It helps my channel rank and it helps me out a lot. See you in the next episode, where you never know what is the next thing coming on this channel.